Happy Saturday to you. I'm King 5 meteorologist with a meteorologist. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. A very happy Saturday to you. I'm King 5 meteorologist Ashley Ruiz with a look at your forecast. We are headed into a pretty wet weekend, at times at least. Increasing rain as the day goes on today. It's going to be quite blustery, especially in the back half of the day tonight and into Sunday. Sunday we'll get passing showers, sun breaks, which could fuel the atmosphere for a thunderstorm to develop. That's something we'll be watching out for. So if you have any outdoor plans, definitely something to keep in mind. If you hear thunder, be sure to head indoors. Also watching for the potential for even heavier rain to arrive by mid to late week. That's still several days away, so we'll fine tune the forecast as we get closer. Initially, the models were thinking Wednesday were dry, but I did add rain chances back to the forecast for Wednesday because it's looking increasingly likely that we'll at least get some rain in the mix. But Monday and Tuesday will be the drier days. We could have some brief ridging taking hold to keep things quiet, help us warm up a little bit, but not by much. But today, tomorrow, going to be wet at times, especially tomorrow when we get those passing showers. But tonight and into the overnight hours, that's when we'll have the best chance for some steady rain. I wanted to talk about the wind gusts. We're not talking a widespread windstorm. It is just going to be rather gusty. At first, we'll have southerly winds. Eventually, they'll switch out of the southwest, and they could gust up to 30 miles per hour. This is just an estimate. It's not a guarantee. And we could get maybe a couple of gusts higher than this forecast calls for. So our typical spots that get some of the strongest winds, so the northeastern portion of the Olympic Peninsula, the islands close to Whidbey Island, the Admiralty Inlet, and then portions of the north interior, and as always, through the strait and then closer to the coast. So that's something we'll keep in mind, or you should keep in mind as the weekend goes on. So if you have any Halloween decor, any of those inflatables, I would make sure they are secure or deflate them if you're going to be or if you have those in your yard or anything like that. And some of the foliage may come down because of the rain coming and then just with some gusty winds. Into our afternoon, we are going to get this push of moisture and associated cold front with this parent upper low that you see spinning, this low pressure system right there. That is going to drive this front over the area. So the first one's rather weak, a warm front lifting our snow levels up to about 9,000 feet. And then tonight, we're going to get some more rain, and that could be heavier than the first round. A look around Washington this morning, we have very, very dark skies, but it's just cloudy. We have the clouds moving in out ahead of the front moving in, and then some sun breaks in the mix as well, but still a lovely morning. We've had a colorful sunrise. We can see portions of the mountain as well as the fall foliage. Beautiful, beautiful. But as the day goes on, so into the afternoon, this evening and late tonight, just make sure you have that rain gear with you. High temperatures today below normal in the low and mid 50s, increasing rain, southerly winds about 10 to 15, increasing to about 10 to 20 tonight, and we'll have that rain moving in. You see how winds start to shift around. Then we get to tomorrow, likely going to be a couple of degrees warmer because of those sun breaks. And you can see how winds start to shift around west and then westerly winds, and they could start to shift around a little bit, some stronger gusts there. And I'll show you on the future cast with the wind gust and the potential wind gusts that we could be dealing with and the timing. Let's start with the rain though. This is later this morning. You see the timestamp there. So around lunchtime, we could get a couple of light showers pushing over the area, maybe some rain shadowing setting up from Seattle northward into the afternoon and evening. But then you see how this steady rain and some of the yellows, the oranges, that's indicating some heavier rain moving in after dark into the overnight hours. And then it starts to move over the Cascades, still going to have those high snow levels. Then we we get into Sunday morning, and as I mentioned, just going to have passing showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two, and sun breaks. You see how the breaks in the clouds? Here's 1 o'clock. You see it's just off and on. Some will get sun and then a round of shower activity, and then it fades by Sunday evening, except if we get some convergence zone activity setting up. So the futurecast, this is the future wind gust, and this is showing late tonight. You see southerly wind gusts could maybe up to 25, 30, and then up into the islands as well. Then we get into Sunday. You see how winds shift around, and then some spots could get some wind gusts 25 to 30. But as of now, as of Saturday morning, we don't have a wind advisory in place or anything like that, though there is a gale warning. So not going to be the best boating weather through the strait or even closer to the coast where it will be windy. In terms of rain totals, and again, this is just one model run. It's just giving us guidance of how much precipitation we're going to be dealing with. And you see up into the mountains going to get the heaviest rain. And with snow levels so high, a lot of this falling runoff, and then this could lead to some minor river rises with the stream and the streams, creeks. If you're going camping or anything like that, plan on wet weather, and it's going to get colder tomorrow, but still not going to have any significant snow at the low levels, though a couple of inches at Stevens Pass possible, but a lot of it is going to fall as rain because snow levels will still be high tomorrow, likely 4,500 feet to about 5,000 feet. And I'll show you in a minute, but you see some decent rain totals. There is a winter weather advisory in place starting tonight through tomorrow night. This is for the North Cascades of Whatcom and Skagit County. This is where we'll have the highest snow totals. So generally above 5,000 feet, that's where you're going to get the most. And this shows just that. So Mount Baker, an estimate, again, above that 6 to 7 inch range where the winter weather advisory is in place. But you see closer to Stevens, Snoqualmie, definitely not expecting anything like last weekend. But this is just the start of the rainy season. And speaking of that, increasing showers Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday for now look to be the wettest days of the next 7 days at least, maybe into Saturday as well. The timing, the intensity of all this still something we're going to have to fine tune as we get closer, but I wanted to show you this is the European model, and as we get closer we'll have a better grasp of how heavy this rain's going to be, if we're going to have any other impacts with it. This system's going to tap into some of this moisture that we have in place, moving in from the Pacific, so it could be locally heavy. This is Wednesday that we could have one system rolling in, and then another system, a stronger system, Thursday and into Friday. This is when we would have the heaviest rain, and you see it's not a quick moving system, how it moves in and out of here. We're going to have that moisture, that atmospheric river, likely ushering in a good bit of that subtropical moisture. So it's something we're going to have to watch very carefully because that wouldn't be as beneficial as what we would get today or tomorrow, because it could cause some sharp river rises with that and then burn scars. That's definitely going to be something we have to watch out for. And some of the model guidance showing the potential for several inches, 1 to 3 inches or more for the Olympics, maybe 5 inches or higher. So again, watching that one very, very carefully. And I'm sure you're going to hear about it and see it on social media, but just give us a little bit of time. We will let you know on air and online, King 5 Plus as well. But this weekend, highs only in the 50s. Again, increasing rain the back half of the day, especially this evening, tonight, and then rain at times, just waves of rain, gusty winds at times. We're drier Monday and Tuesday. Maybe a sprinkle or two, but it's really Wednesday into Thursday and Friday when we are going to have the next best chance for the rainy conditions, the breezy conditions, and very soupy conditions. Now, beyond the 7 day, the temperatures are going to be in the 50s. It's just that time of year, and it could be a pretty cool Halloween. That's going to be something we also will keep you posted on. But either way, just stay safe, enjoy your fall festivities this weekend. Just have a backup plan ready to go, especially tomorrow in case there's a pop-up thunderstorm or two.